What happens when an organization merges? How does the balance work? So, when we talk about helping leaders transition from one level to another, we are always considering organizational context and we're considering organizational culture as a part of that. And we are also looking at how development occurs within that organization as leaders go through the transitions from one level to another. If you add another organization to that, you are often dealing with a completely different set of circumstances. Most often, a very different culture, certainly a different, perhaps, set of developmental strategies along the transition from level to level, and sometimes even different span of control at different levels in the organization. So, when we have a situation like that, the first thing that we do is measure the leadership culture in each of the organizations. We have a culture assessment, it's the LEA culture assessment, and it is designed to measure the same 22 behaviors we measure in the LEA, but from a leadership culture perspective. And so, what we're able to do is first show each of the separate organizations essentially a map of their leadership culture. So that allows them to look at their culture often in more specific and detailed ways than they have in the past. So they have time to reflect on their own leadership culture and what has worked well for them and what maybe has been less effective for them. That then creates a platform where the two organizations can talk about their individual cultures with each other and then to begin the conversation of what are we going to evolve to as a shared leadership culture. And in doing that, they begin to establish their leadership priorities in terms of how do we want to lead this new blended organization. Of course, the bigger the difference, the more the challenge. And we would not recommend jumping right into leadership development from that space. You would want to get a little bit more of a steadier state in the evolution of the leadership culture of the joined organizations. And once there is, let's call it a socialized idea of a new emerged joined leadership culture, that's the point in time where you can begin to introduce leadership development and look at the transitions anew from this more blended cultural space.